This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker-dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non-public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies. And this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Moon and Papa, and I'm just making sure that things are working. I'm trying a different intro, as you can see here. It is working, I'm pretty sure. But welcome. It's good to see everybody. I just need to make sure actually that audio is working. Yep, we're good. Okay, so just trying something different for the intro and the outro, you'll see. So as you can see down here, so professional. I really want to use TradingView, and the app on Windows, as you know, is not working too well. So, but if you are new to this and you're just happening to jump on here, I'm not just going to talk. Like, I have a lot to share with you today, mainly about the markets and Bitcoin. We're going to do all that fun stuff over here. But before we go there, if you're new to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do subscribe. You can like the video. I have live streams happening every single week at this time. This is my Thursday, Japan Standard Time, 11 a.m., which is Wednesday night, like New York time, 10 p.m., and that would be Wednesday night, 7 p.m., like LA time. And when daylight savings comes by, that's going to ruin it because I've been saying this for so long. Get your act together, North America. Stop it already. Be like Japan and don't have any daylight savings. No, it's actually terrible in the summer because the sun rises at like 4:30 a.m. It's awful. So I just want to draw your attention to a couple of things. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it, but the video that I just posted recently, like 10 hours ago, watch the video. Trust me, just watch this video. It's going to explain a whole lot about what's going on right now and also how to play the market and understand when it's good to trade against Bitcoin and when it's good to trade against USDT, like ETHBTC or ETHUSDT, when it's good to trade either one, because it's not always a good time to trade against Bitcoin, especially when Bitcoin's bullish. So you can notify yourself for all these live streams that are coming up. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So over here, the big news of today is Bitcoin's making a nice little move. There's a lot of bullish stuff happening for BTC, but really the winner right now is Ethereum, which is funny because I just made this video talking about altcoin dailies picks, Ethereum, Link, and Cardano. And out of all of those, I said that I wasn't really liking the price action of Ethereum because, truth be told, when I was making the video, it looked like this, and this is flatlining. So the reason why things are looking good all of a sudden, and I did just want to point out, I did say, oh, but we do have a close short here on the daily time frame, which is always a good indication that a trend change might happen soon. So this is with the TBO. This is a subscription-based indicator that you can get over here at thebettertraders.com. I think a link is down below in the description, and if not, I need to add one. But the TBO indicator is ridiculously fantastic. It's great for showing the strength of a trend and also the direction of a trend. So right here, you can see it's letting us know that a trend change might be coming soon. And lo and behold, after this closed, currently it's up 15%. So that's pretty good. One thing I want to address in regards to trend trading and the TBO in general, one thing that I'm going to really be watching for Ethereum right now, of course, I'm going to be looking at a lot of these resistance lines. I actually have more right here. So I've been watching these resistance lines here on Kraken for a while. And the reason why, I should also point out too, that I favor this chart for Kraken is because it goes all the way back to 2015, whereas Binance only goes to 2017, because that's when they opened up shop. So zooming in here on the daily time frame, this is amazing. Seeing the price action crack and close above the trend line is good, but not like amazing good yet. I know that sounds really crazy, but it's not. I'm not super convinced yet. What would make me more convinced about this move is that okay, come on, there we go. What would make me more convinced about the move is to see it retrace first, to see it come back here first and then bounce. So I'm going to be eyeing this range right here, because this range to me tells me that if we see a bounce off of support, then it's something I'm going to consider. Something else that you have to look at and consider as well is that I never ever buy on the break like this. This is not a good call for me personally. I would much rather wait for it to come down first and bounce and then keep going, mainly because we've been faked out before. If like, whoo, that is very ugly. Here we go. So back over here, we can see we got this nice resistance fan that I've drawn, and let me just make it real clean and easy to see. So when we see BTC, when we see Ethereum break above like this, so here we actually have a bounce. This one works out really well. See that? And it bounces here, but it's not enough to keep going, keeps bouncing, no good. In fact, this is more like a bull flag, but let's go ahead and just leave that where it was. And we're gonna draw another trend line from the same spot. So we're just gonna go like that. So this is where we are right now. I'll make it white so that way it's clear. So I always want to wait to that bounce, because the bounce is the best time to buy off of. Now, it doesn't guarantee, obviously right here, it doesn't guarantee anything. And this is back when the merge was going to be happening for Ethereum. So could Ethereum keep raging and roaring and moving up higher? Yeah, it absolutely could. Am I going to chase it? No. One thing you could do though is if you are feeling anxious about this, one thing that would be really good to do is to just run a bot. I mean, that's the simple, easy answer to make. The reason why it's easier to run a bot in a situation like this is I'm going to use I need to use this and a rectangle. So I wish I could make this rectangle multicolored, but we're just going to do it like this. So let's say that this is our bot's range right here. So our bot is programmed to take profit at, let me just draw this up. So this is 5%. That's really high. Let's make it more like this. So that's more like 3% or so. 3%. So our bot is programmed to take profit at 3%. But in addition to that, we also have these safety trades, which I'm going to add as orange. Actually, you can't really see that. No? Looks worse. That looks even, okay, I know what to do. And that looks so bad. There we go, safety trade 1. And then we're going to have another safety trade below that as well. And this one might happen at a lower price. So we're just looking at the lines. So right here is our, what we call in 3 commas, our base entry. And here's our take profit. Let's actually make this one green to show. I'll make it three points as well. So this is essentially how it looks. We got our base, here's our take profit, here's a prepared trade ready to buy more, and another one ready to buy more. The reason why this is a little bit safer than just chasing right now is because, yeah, sure, you can make some profit. If Ethereum moves 3% more up higher, then yeah, make some profit, that's good. But you're risking your capital. If you're using like 10% of your capital to hopefully ride the trend, it's a little bit risky at this point. It's risky at this point because we've broken above this trend line, like I pointed out, and it would make more sense for it to come down first. Another reason why it's risky is that RSI, we'll use the 4-hour time frame just to see. We're at 85 on RSI. We are very high. It actually peaked over here at what? I can't even see that number. Oh, it's because I changed the settings for this. That's okay. I go indicator values. So it peaked at 92. So unless we see another move up of 92, I don't know if it's really just going to keep raging up higher. So that's another thing. If I were to look at volume, yes, volume is pouring in. That's great. But let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Oops, nope. In regards to volume. So yeah, volume is coming in a bit. That's good. But to me, it's not enough. It's not enough to sustain it just yet. Therefore, if you really want to be trading Ethereum right now, using a DCA bot would be not easier, but it would just be less stressful. Because again, the bot's going to automatically take profit when the price does retrace, because it will. Even on a bull run, that happens a lot. The price comes down. You just want to make sure that you have a wide, what I call a spread. So this happens to be 10%, right? So if the price does happen to fall down, you would set that to 10% on 3 commas in your safety. And I'll write down the word, what it is. It's the safety deviation spread percentage. So that would be your safety deviation spread percentage. And another thing that I do a lot is I always use the volume and safety scale at 2. One reason for that is because I want to double down. I like martingale. So when I have a large or a wide safety spread, which is basically this first box right here. And let me see if I can do this. I'm going to add some text. And this is right in the inside, in the center. This is safety 1. Perfect. Ooh, except it's purple. Why did that happen? Good. All right. And then this one right here is going to be same white. This is going to be safety 2. Inside, center. Great. I didn't think I was going to do a lesson today, but apparently I am. So there you go. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. So what'll happen is that once we hit safety 1 right here at this line, it's going to average down our buy price. It's going to bring it down just a bit, because if we're doubling down, essentially what we see happen is that our take profit price essentially comes back down to where we were, which is what I like to see. I like to see it taking profit where we started. So we start right here. Safety 1 gets filled, the price falls down. That means our take profit target gets moved down to where we initially bought in. So typically we see bounces like that happen. If we can go back over here just to see, let's see. No. Like this. This actually would work out really well. So if we have the same thing happening, and I'll use a marker. So we start here, the price falls, safety 1, price falls again, safety 2. Now our take profit isn't all the way up here. It's actually a whole lot lower, because initially it was, there we go. It was up here. After safety 1, it's going to be right there. After safety 2, it's going to be right there. So what happens on the first bounce? Boom, closed out in profit, done. So that's essentially what I'm talking about. And that's why, again, I think it's a little bit safer to run a bot. So I'm saying a safety deviation spread percentage, this is up to you to figure out. But given the fact that this is quite a surprising impulsive move, where we're seeing, you know, in basically 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 8%, yesterday, 7%. Those are really big candles that are very unusual for Ethereum to make right now. The last time we saw it make some big bullish moves is back here, July 16th, where it was 10. And then we got another one that was 18%. Here we have one that's 12% and 5%. So before you, I'm saying this again, because before you get super excited saying, wow, 2 big green candles in a row, just understand that that's a lot. That's a big move for Ethereum to make and to not retrace just yet. So understand, I'm not saying that I'm bearish, I'm not shorting, I'm not doing anything like that, but I'm just saying that the reason why I favor using bots is because, let me do this, we good? I said very good, is because in the event that there is a drop, I'm already prepared. Now the profits are going to be a little bit smaller with bots, of course. We're going to be taking profit like 3% or so, but understand that it's about time frame. So if you want to make bigger profits, be prepared to just sit on your hands and wait. So the ideal profit range for me is anywhere between 1% to 3%. Anything larger is going to take a whole lot longer depending on the chart. Okay, so I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but there we go. So far, so good, right? So let's, now that we talked about Ethereum, one of the other reasons why Ethereum is pumping right now is because some more news came out about Ethereum being a security or not. And it seems like they're saying now that if this other guy that's not good grief, getting my names all mixed up. I was going to say Charlie Munger. That is not even close. That's okay. The United States Security and Exchange Commissions, the person that's behind all of the crypto stuff, has said that he thinks that everything but Bitcoin is a security. But someone else who could be pushing him out of his office is saying that, no, I don't think Ethereum is a security. So that's making Ethereum, well, making traders really excited about Ethereum, making people really excited about Ethereum. So do I think that this rally is going to last? Well, I mean, I kind of already said that. I mean, it could. I'm all for it happening. Let me just do this real quick and I rename this bot example and hide it. So, I mean, maybe. So let's just look at a couple of things right now. So on the weekly time frame, on the weekly alone, right now for the week, we're up 14, almost 15%. But more important than that, we have RSI. Now it's breaking above our RSI fan. So we have our peak that's established back here in January 2021, and then it's drawn out to here. So that's the purple line, which now I'm going to make white because that's so hard to see. And then I draw from the next peak to the next one. And again, I'm going to make this white. And then there's this one that should be white as well. That's broken. And now we're testing this current one. If RSI closes above for this week, then this one's broken as well, which means that we only have one more to go up towards 70. I think it's a bit premature to get super excited and bullish, but you know what? When the market decides to move after being beaten down for so long, you'd be surprised at how quickly things move. And to illustrate that point, I want to go back to Bitcoin and I want to go back over here to, and I talk about this all the time, but you know what? History lessons like this are so important. So here on April 2nd, which I call the April Fool's pump, Bitcoin in one day pumped 17%. That's what it says up there. That's a massive move for Bitcoin. Now, granted, at this time, it was also kind of just doing nothing for a whole lot. I mean, days literally of doing nothing, then all of a sudden, boom. Now, is Ethereum making these big 17% pumps right now? Well, let's go ahead and zoom into where we are right now. No, we're looking at 8 and 7%. But what's interesting is that if we go back to April 2nd, just zoom back a bit. No, not 2020. Here we go. So on April 2nd, Ethereum moved up 15%. So of course, when Bitcoin's going to be moving up higher, Ethereum's going to follow. They have like this. And again, I talked about this in the video that I posted last night. You really got to watch it because it's going to explain it in more detail. But essentially, they have this really amazing like rubber band relationship where if one starts to move up higher, then eventually it's gonna catch up. That rubber band's pretty tight. There isn't a lot of wiggle room. It's pretty much just like moving almost like it's, well, again, lots of illustrations and examples in the video, but they're very tightly correlated. So seeing Ethereum move up higher is fantastic. Bitcoin hasn't had the same reaction, but it's quite good. 4% 2 days ago. Yesterday was 3%. So again, nowhere near as big. Other ones that have made a pretty big jump recently would be Cardano. Actually had a pretty good day 2 days ago, where it, well, from the bottom to the top, it was 17%. That was a pretty good day for Cardano. A very, very big surprise, just because this is one that, again, is like one of the worst setups ever. And it's closed, give you a little bit of a tip, it's closed above this trend line right here, the red trend line that's drawn all the way from back here. So note that it did try to close before, got tested, rejected, tested, broke above, rejected, test, test, test. Now it's poked above, and now it's clearly above. We have 1, 2, 3 days confirmed. Well, today's the third day, but right now we're seeing a close short on the daily. It's a good sign. I know there's 3 good signs right here. Nothing happened. There are 2 good signs right here, and it only moved up 10%, but we got to keep an eye on this. Now, I'm going to make things really simple here, and I just want to explain something about the TBO that is one of the main reasons why I like this indicator. So the whole purpose of this indicator right here, and let me even take out this, is that it just shows me the strength of the trend, right? That's the whole purpose. So check it out. I got my green line moving up here, and then it's turning pink because that means it's open short, and we've been in a short for quite a while, and it's flip-flopping back and forth. But what I want you to pay attention to right here is the cloud, this part in the middle, because when the cloud starts to, especially this slow line right here, when the slow line is pointing down, it's bearish, confirmed bearish, confirmed bearish. But look what happens over here as we continue. Now we're in August. See, did you see that? It started to flatten out. Now it's dragging down further, dragging down further. But look, now it's starting to do the same thing again. It's starting to actually, if I zoom in a bit more, you can see it. It's starting to flatten out. This is actually really encouraging. Now, we saw something similar try to happen up there, but right now the angle that it is one of the, it's a really good angle. It's very similar to something like this where it's starting to flatten out, although that was quite bullish back there. Let me see if I can go back in time more. Nope, right here. So we're starting to see it do one of these things. Note the date, December 2019. We're starting to see it flatten out. Kind of amazing, right? Let me bring the price action back in right here. So doesn't this look kind of similar? I just want you to burn this image in your mind. Look at this, and now I'm going to zip ahead to where we are right now. So the reason why I like the TBO is because I can see the trend. I know that we're bearish, and I know that the price action is kind of going sideways like we did previously, but I can see that when we start to flatten out, and now we got these closed shorts, we have all this noise, all this support, and now it's starting to change gears. It's looking, dare I say, bullish. Okay, the other ones in that video that I talked about were Link as well. So I want to go to Link. This one has been punished. Honestly, there's literally nothing happening for Link yesterday or the day before. It's literally just moved up, what, 4%. So sad. But anytime that you see a chart like this, just doing nothing, that means that this is clear accumulation. We saw the same thing happening for Cardano. This is accumulation, even though it's fallen down. For Ethereum, similar story, except right here is our accumulation, and now it's moved up. Oh, and that's even great too. I didn't even realize that. On the weekly time frame, look what happened. So the price actually hit the fast line of the TBO, just like it's done over here and over here, over here and over here. So as bullish as you feel right now, just understand that the last couple of times this happens, it stays for a little bit and then it falls. Just a reality check that you might want to consider taking some profit. Okay, let me go to this over here. So I wanted to talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin. Yes. So let's talk about Bitcoin and specifically this TBO insights that I talked about before. So the whole concept of the TBO insights, and I have to bring this back, is that we want to figure out where are we in time and what could be happening next. So the whole concept of this quote unquote insight is that I wanted to figure out the time below the cloud and the time till the TBO open long approximately. So this is looking at the last two bull and bear markets. Well, really this is, I'm not really counting this one because it's too new. So from 2013 on, so we're looking at approximately 9 years. So looking at this, I wanted to measure the amount of time that the price of BTC was below the cloud. Now I understand that here it went above, so we could say that, well, really it was just below for 7 bars, but then it fell down right away. And this was below for 15 bars. This is below for 10 bars. But I just thought, you know, this is so temporary. It really was just staying down, so I'm not counting it. So I'm looking at 23 bars in 2015, 19 bars in 2019. So that's why I get these two numbers right here. So why is this a big deal? I've said this so many times in the live stream. You guys should know this by now. Let me bring this up. Great. So the reason why this is important right now is because when the price goes up into the cloud, historically speaking, that means that there's going to be either a mid-cycle rally, a really, really epic one like we saw in 2019, which I honestly am not expecting anything like this. I think this is so unlikely to happen just because we're in a different place financially, but you never know. But I don't see that happening at all. I think we're going to see an echo of what happened in 2015, to be honest, where we moved up a little bit higher and then we're going to fall right back down. That seems to make the most sense. But anyway, in either situation, we're looking at a similar time or a similar time frame. So right now we are at the we're at week 20 of the price being below the cloud. All it needs to do, Bitcoin that is it just needs to move up another 8% to touch the cloud, and then that's it. Now, I'm not guaranteeing up only movement after that. I mean, even here, this mid-cycle rally, there was a lot of sideways movement and it dragged down and it just did a whole lot of nothing really for, gosh, 71 weeks. So more than a year. If we go back over here to 2015, it was basically just doing nothing for 41 weeks until it finally got to move up. So we're not in this situation yet. We don't see the price above the cloud. If we go back to 2019, we don't see the price above the cloud. Seeing the price above the cloud would be crazy bullish. We're not there yet. We have a long ways to go until the price is going to burst above the cloud. That's why I think we're going to see an echo of 2015, where we're going to see the price go into the cloud, get rejected, and fall one more time back down to 17.6. And note the time frame too. So that's my thinking on BTC right now. So let's go ahead and check out two more other things. So the S&P is having an amazing week so far. It's looking really good. I want to bring up my lines though. So we got our support and resistance. Perfect. So right now we have this resistance line. I actually shared this with my Better Traders Club members on my Tuesday, their Monday, I think, yeah. And I said, you know what, as crazy as this is, even though this trend line is right here, I have a feeling that the S&P is going to break above it. I know it doesn't make sense, but you guys just hear me out here. And I said, where we're going to start to see resistance is going to be this, like right here, maybe up here at 4,000 or so. So it's amazing to me that literally it stopped right at that number. And I told them, even in the live stream, hopefully some of you are hanging out with me here. I was so tempted to move this fib line drawing down here. But you know what? Moving it down here, just because it breaks below doesn't mean I'm going to move it down just yet. I love that it respects this. I really love that it respects this. I'm not going to touch this yet. If anything, I might just draw a brand new one and do this. So I have it overlaid because I like doing this too. So for now, I'm going to remove it because it's really annoying looking. Let me go back here. So right now, we're actually looking pretty good. We're above a lot of resistances. We're knocking on resistance, which makes sense because it was support previously. I mean, we could still see the SPX chart move up a little bit higher. And I think it's possible. Where's my, okay, I don't have it. I'm going to just remove, or not remove, I'm just going to hide these. And one more, because I want to show you this. One thing that you've got to keep in mind though is that we are definitely in a channel right now. And this channel is quite dangerous. I mean, we could say it's here. We could also use which I like better, sometimes is a regression trend, just because it's a little bit easier to see. So let me just use this one instead. So right now we're looking at this. It would make so much sense to see a pullback up here and just continue falling lower. Now, no, I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think it's going to take some time for that to happen. And note that if we just kind of do a little bit of a sideways dance and we finally hit the top, look at the date and the time. So moving a little bit above, sure. So the things though that will basically decide the fate for SPX is going to be if this breaks out of this regression trend. If it breaks this trend and moves up higher. Again, we're looking at breaking up here, closing up here, and just moving up higher would be surprising. Unexpected would be a better word to use for that. Mainly because we look real similar to how we did back here. I mean, it's kind of scary at how similar we are. So we're seeing a little bit of a bounce right now, but just be careful. I'm glad that there's a bounce. Here we are, right? So if we're looking at 2007 and 2008, let me go ahead and no. Sorry, I'm looking for, there we go. I'm going to take this. Good. Move this. Sorry, I thought I had this up already. Oh, it's a different chart. That's why. But I just want to draw a parallel to where we are right now. I mean, it's a little bit scary. So I know I'm kind of raining on your parade, but if we zoom in, we can see a really similar, and let me just change this, by the way, to line, close. Much easier. So really similar pattern though. I mean, check that out. We see a drop and a pop up and a drop, a pop up, a drop, pop up, and then a mega drop. So I hope that we don't see another drop like this, but this is why a lot of analysts are saying that, you know, we could see a major recession, and dropping down an additional 40% would be a wipeout for the markets. You want to be careful. That's why I've posted on Twitter, make sure you're taking profits. Don't get greedy. Be really careful right now. Don't get greedy at all. Be really cautious. Be really careful. The last thing I want to look at with you. Wow, yes! I didn't check this out yet. Sorry, that was just like crazy loud. This is something that I've been watching and waiting for to happen. This is exactly what I was telling my club members. Watch for this to happen. Watch for this to happen. Because if this happens, it's going to be amazing. So this is fantastic. Okay. What I was saying in my live stream earlier this week, I'm giving you guys too much alpha, but that's okay. I want to show you this group. So I posted this on Twitter, well, back here really, September 26th, saying that I think that the Dixie is overextended, and I think we're going to see a pullback, because the last two times that it was so far above, there was a pullback at the peak, pullback at the peak, pullback at the peak, and boom, like perfect. But I was waiting for this to happen, and 2 days ago we saw this happen. So no, it's partly to do with Ethereum, yes, but note when. Tuesday, October 25th. If I go back to Ethereum, when did it really start to rally? Tuesday, October 25th. What about Bitcoin? Tuesday, October 25th. We have to keep an eye on the Dixie. When we see the Dixie falling, we're going to see crypto move up. And look what's happening. The Dixie is starting to make a little itty bitty move up. I mean, this is amazing looking, actually. This looks really, really, really bearish, which is good. Seeing these three dots, the breakdown symbol for the TBO, means that we should see an explosive move down, although arguably that already happened. So we'll see. But anyway, what I want to talk about is that I've been telling them, you know what I really want to see is I would love to see the Dixie come down here. Actually, let me go to the weekly because it's clearer. I want to see the Dixie come down here and close below 109,673. And look what it did today. Well, I mean, this week. So now it's at 109,550. I need it to drop a little bit further. So 109,853. My bad. If, I repeat, if we can see it close below there, and again, we're going to pay attention to the weekly because it's visually easier to see. Because you see that? This is why I'm getting so excited. Because this right here is strong support. It's also echoed over here, just a smidge, just a smidge. I want to see the Dixie touch the TBO. Remember what I said too about the TBO's fast line, right? So let me get rid of this. Let me go over here to do the, there we go. Oh, weird. Wait a second. Why is it all like this now? Huh. That seems odd to me. Okay, hence the face. One thing that I would love to see that we haven't seen in a while is if we can actually get it to touch this line. But check out the TBO. What's happening now at the very top? See that angle? See it? It's starting to go. That means that, well, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's basically a moving average, right? So the closer the price gets, this is going to start to curl down just a little bit. If the Dixie comes here and lands at 108,685, that would be epic. That would allow stocks to move up higher, crypto to move up higher. It's going to make a whole lot of people very, very happy, including me. So some things to keep in mind. We have a lot of complementary resistances that are up here that have been acknowledged. Yay. We're looking at RSI. RSI on the Dixie is falling on the weekly time frame. Big yay. That is amazing. That's great. We're actually at a low of that we haven't seen in quite a while since May. We're back over here, almost back over here in January. Good. Fall. Dump it. So that's really, really encouraging. If we go over here to the daily time frame, okay. So we're down here to 25.76. I don't like that on the daily because it could start to rebound. But if we can see this trend weaken, I'm going to be celebrating. It's going to be really, really, really good. All right. One last thing I want to show you is this. So I saw this chart and I wanted to check it out for myself, or this idea of this ascending channel from 2008. So this parallel channel, it's amazing at how similar we are to what we saw back here in 2014. Am I right? Except 2014 happened a lot faster, 25% and 43 bars. And we're looking at 28% and 68 bars. So you can see it took a lot longer compared to back here even. This is 22% and 14 bars. No, thank you. So anytime any asset, any chart goes up too fast, too quick, it's going to retrace. So the dream scenario is this: going sideways, going sideways, going sideways, and then falling. That would be great. The nightmare scenario is if it crushes the 618, where it parked, where it stopped exactly where it's supposed to at 114. The nightmare scenario is coming up here to 120. That will be bad, real bad. So right now the Dixie is looking amazing, and it's fun because I remember talking to Gareth Soloway about the Dixie and getting excited for this reversal that we're both been waiting for a while. So this is awesome. So seeing this happen right now is great. It's bullish. So I want you to keep in mind too that if you go to Twitter, I'm not going to pull it up because my feed's probably going to be really messy. If you go to Twitter, people are still super bearish on the whole financial market. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to what everyone's saying, but don't get sucked into what they're saying. Because if the crowd is saying, sell, 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 it's super bearish, super bad, what are we really seeing here? I mean, the chart's telling us right here, the chart's looking pretty bullish, to be honest. It's looking really, really good. Okay, so let me take a look at the chat just a second. Let's get that money, Joseph Price says. Yes. Vincent Barba says, I watched your recent dominance video and was wondering if you could point me towards how to best make an exact copy of that chart. Oh, yeah, sure. So the chart that I used is this dominance one right here. Leave. So essentially what I did was I just used the compare or add symbol. So I started off with this one where you just type in USDT.D plus USDC.D. So you're just adding them together. Adding together those two dominances gives you this. And note, it's still falling. That's really good. So when we see falling stable coins, that means that others should be rising a lot. So the way that I got these over here is I hit this compare or add symbol. So I can take this off and I just go over here and I want to add Bitcoin dominance. So you get a couple of options. I always choose new price scale. Don't choose same percentage scale because it's going to be somewhere else in the chart. So use new price and then Ethereum, new price, others. Where is it? New price. There we go. And then color them accordingly. So I don't think this is what I had before, but Bitcoin should be orange. Ethereum, I think I had white. And now I have to change it. Ugh. You're messing me up. Actually, I can just redo it. There we go. So that's how I have this chart set up. So it works pretty well for me. So there you go. Joseph Price says there will eventually be a split on Ethereum. Watch FW. Maybe. I haven't heard of that before. So, okay, sure. And Satronaut says, hey, MP, did you hear about the FTX hack, which was linked to 3 commas? Yes, I have heard of that. And that's, from what I can understand, it's a rumor. I actually talked to someone at 3 commas recently, and they mentioned this. and there is no record on FTX of this API hack. 3 Commas did issue a statement in the event that this happened, and people, let's say entities, reported a hack. But as far as what I was told by someone in the company, that, well, those were probably just malicious accounts or fake accounts that are reporting something just to spread some bad PR. So I don't have any like loyalty to 3 Commas. That's just what I heard from someone higher up in the team, higher up in the chain rather. So I'm not really worried about it. One thing that I can tell you for sure though is that if you're going to be using 3 Commas or anything else, make sure that you always go to 3commas.io. It's not 3commas.com. That's not the site. Be careful that you don't type in something funny, because there are lots of phishing sites that are going to copy their exact layout. So you must make sure that you're using the right site. If you have trouble with that, or maybe you're dyslexic and you get the letters mixed up, that's okay. Just bookmark the right site. Put it up here on your bookmarks and just click on it, and you'll be safe every single time. Another thing that would really help as well to protect yourself is to download this software called Authy. Authy is a 2-factor authentication service that lives on your device, on your browser, on your phone. I use this. It's fantastic. I use it for all of my crypto exchanges. I use it for 3 Commas as well. And I even use it for email because I want to protect myself in case 3 Commas is breached. Because if someone has my email and my password, they sure don't have my 2FA. So they definitely can't get into my my account and mess with things. Same thing with the exchanges. If for some reason the exchange gets hacked and they have my email and the password, that's no good. But if they don't have my 2FA, they're not going to be able to get into my account. So yeah, maybe it happened. Maybe it really did happen. But from what I understand, it's not true. We'll see, but I can tell all of you watching right now that the best thing you can do is this. Download Authy, make sure you have 2FA enabled. And once you've enabled it, turn off the sharing. Because if someone gets your phone, then they can share it with themselves, share it with another device and all that fun stuff. So I talk about this specific thing in the beginning of every one of our courses, our trading courses. You got to use 2FA. It's just a must. You have to use it. Until the interwebs and the smart people behind screens that look smarter than me figure out a better solution to passwords and things like that, this is what we got to do, right? Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we're all good. I actually went, oh, it's 42 minutes. I'm supposed to keep this to 30, but I got a little bit excited today. So just a reminder, watch the recent video on dominance. It's really going to help open up your eyes to help you figure out how to use dominance, how to make sense of all of this seemingly disgusting Richter scale nonsense. This is really, really helpful information. You just have to understand how to read it and how to interpret it. I got 3 good tips in that video for you. Yeah, and make sure that you're subscribed and like the videos and get ready for the next live streams that are coming up. Cool. Good. So last thing, if you want to get more updates from me, definitely join the Better Traders Club. It's a fantastic private group. That's a private Discord server. Got indicators, got signals, got updates, watch lists, live streams that are private there that basically at least an hour and a half, if not an hour and 45 or 2 hours long. They're really long, and we have a log of all of them. Like, it's crazy. Cool. So yeah, thanks again for hanging out with me today. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay in the green, and enjoy the new outro that I really hope works right about now. Peace.